Alright, so I'm going to show you how to make a bike tow rope, just a basic cheap one. What you need is just a dog leash. You can get them from Coles, a bridle, spearfishing bridle. You can get a metal wishbone one. I got some 16mm spearfishing rubber. It's usually just sold by the meter. It's probably 25 bucks a meter, but if you just ask for a foot, they'll probably just chop it off and give it to you for free. That's just some Dyneema. It's just soft Dyneema for your bridle tying up here, and just a couple big zip ties. So if you get some detergent, just stick a little dab on the top of the hole there and get a fork, and just push that detergent down that little tiny orifice. It'll just make it a little bit easy for the ball just to slide up. And then grab your wishbone bridle. Any end, just put a little bit of detergent on the sides and push that through the hole. Should slip up pretty easy. Push that up as far as you want. I'm probably going to try to push that all the way around there, so then once I've got that over the handlebars, when it's getting pulled, it doesn't, if you've got carbon bars, it doesn't wear a hole in the bar or rub it down. So it depends how big your wishbone is, but you don't have to. You can always just put a bit of duct tape or whatever you want around it, a little bit of foam. If you want to push that all the way over to the end, just find the edge of a desk or anything. And just push and feed at the same time. You'll be able to get that whole rubber length the whole way over the nipple, and then you can tie it off at the end there and in there. Then you got a whole nice protected rubber that won't give any damage to your handlebars at all. So you want about a metre of soft Dyneema to tie your bridle up, which to do your constrictor knot. Start with your thumb, find the back of the bridle, loop it under, come over the top, and just leave a little bit of slack there. Drop back behind it again and under, and where you've left that slack, push it up and underneath. Now keep it all together and pull it. Now you'll see that you've got the two ropes below with the crisscross over it, so when you pull that tight, that one there will tighten and constrict both of your ropes. So find the back of it, push it up to where you want it, and then get two screwdrivers, preferably a little bigger. Just wrap it around, give yourself a bit something to pull with. Just get that nice and tight. Like, you're not going to pierce the rubber at all, you're just going to, the tighter you pull that, the less chance you've got of that slipping out. Alright, so there you go. And then just get a pair of scissors, chop the ends of that, and then just burn the ends off and melt it down so it's nice and flush. Once again, just do the exact same for the other side, just on the, you don't have to do it, but just make it a little bit more secure. Just do the same thing on this other exposed end. Get a lighter. Don't be afraid to burn the rubber because you won't. Get them ends nice and hot, and then just push it down, and that will lock it on. Alright, so grab your dog leash. This little clip here, you can use it, depends how you want to attach onto your handlebars, but I'm going to pull mine off. I had a spare bridle which I'm going to... Shit. Crap. Alright, so don't do what I did last night. I sort of cut this and then it retracted in and I lost it and broke it, so I had to buy a new one. So yeah, make sure when you cut it lock that off. So cut Cut your dog leash down to whatever size you want it at. Just mark it out, make sure that it's a bike length and whatever draft distance you want it at. Burn your end off. Now you can either do two things to connect into your rubber there, cut that to whatever size, hanging off your seat post, but I've got an old bridle that I'll thread through there, tie up, and then I'll do the same knot as we did before and stick that on the rubber. But obviously that rubber's only going to be about that short. Or if you don't have anything with a big bowl in the end with something that you can tie off, you can just tie a heap of knots in the end of your rope, tie that off nice and tight, and then you'll still be able to push that through the eyelet and do the same knot, and that won't pull through. Cut your rubber size to suit your bike. Having a 29er, because the gap difference between your wheel and your actual seat post isn't too much, you can either cut it short like that, then you won't get any interference with your wheel, or you can cut it a little bit longer, and every time your mate gets off tow, you just have to make sure that they hook that back onto the frame, otherwise you'll get that hooked into your spokes there. If you do cut it short, with this 16mm rubber, you won't have enough, you could, but you probably won't have enough elastic stretch with only 150mm. So the other option that you could probably do is put some elastic on the front of their bars. And then the front of their bars will act as a bungee. So there's a few different ways that you can do it, but that's the way I'm doing it. I'm not saying it's right, but it should work alright for pretty cheap.